Morning everyone, welcome to another Compliance Over Coffee. And it's Tuesday morning and it looks like it's going to rain here again today, so it's been a bit of a washout as May, sadly. What I wanted to talk to you about this morning isn't compliance related at all, but it can relate to business, and it is about only what challenges you changes you. And I want to tell you a little story about this that has happened to me, and I wonder if it would resonate with any of you guys if you feel the same way. Before we went away on holiday down to Cornwall, earlier this year, I decided that this year was the year of me focusing on health and fitness, because it isn't something that I tend to focus on. It's one of those areas that kind of drifts with me. And it shouldn't do. It is as important as anything else. But I have a habit of letting it drift and focusing on other things that I find easier to focus on, such as business. And when I focus on business, I am very driven, very focused, very goal orientated, and I'm a stubborn ass mule about achieving the goals and then letting the things stop me. I just get on with it and do it, and yes, there are occasional days when motivation is a lot lower, but generally speaking, my motivation for business is very, very high. But my motivation for health and fitness is extremely low, I would say, certainly a huge amount lower than what it is for business. So this year, Tony and I both decided that health and fitness had to be brought up several notches as far as we were concerned. So Tony joined the gym. I really don't like gyms at all, and Tony is very disciplined, and he gets up at like 6:45 in the morning and he leaves the house to go down to the gym at 7:15. I'm not a morning person anyway, so I find it incredibly difficult. But I started doing dance aerobics 3 times a week for 35-40 minutes. And before we went down to Cornwall, I had been doing that solidly 3 times a week, no misses, for 5 weeks. But I felt that something inside me felt as if it wasn't making any difference. There were no changes. There were, no visible changes anyway, which, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the most patient of people. So if I'm doing something, I want visible effects. And if I don't get it, then I guess that's when my mind wanders. So we went away for 2 weeks down to Cornwall, and my dance aerobics is DVDs that I play at home, so I couldn't take them with me. So for 2 weeks on holiday, there was no dance aerobics 3 times a week. We did some walking, but the weather was really, it wasn't great. It was very wet and very windy, so the walking didn't compensate for there being no dance aerobics either. And when we came back, that first week back, I had less than zero enthusiasm for getting up in the morning and doing dance aerobics, so I didn't do it that first week back. And then yesterday, which was the first day of the second week back home, if you like, in the morning, I thought, you've really got up and you've got to start doing this, because you've got to exercise, you've got to move, you've got to do something. So you've got to get up and you've got to do it. So I forced myself to get up, and I thought, you've been doing a particular DVD, switch the DVD and try some different music and see if that helps. Maybe you just got bored with the music that you were doing. Anyway, I switched the DVD and it started up, and these dance aerobic DVDs are based on decades of music, so 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. And I have been doing the 60s because I love 60s music, so I switched to the 70s. The first song that came on was, if you're old enough to remember, it was from Grease. And it was John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, although I don't think it was those two singing it. But the music had speeded up to hit the dance aerobic beat level that much that they sounded like Pinky and Perky. And if you don't understand who Pinky and Perky is, then go Google them and you'll know exactly what I mean. They sounded like Pinky and Perky. So I was chuckling a bit at that, but I was realising when I was doing and running through the process, which is a warm-up, the exercise routine and then a cool-down, that it wasn't a change in music that I needed. It wasn't that. I did the routine and I did it, and I patted myself on the back for it. But I thought you've got to go back to the 1960s music, and you've just got to do it. But during the exercise program, the lady that's on screen is hugely amount younger than me, and I'm always sticking my tongue out at her when she does some movements and twists her legs and her arms in ways that I could only ever dream of, even when I was 20 years old, guys. So what can I say? I'm always sticking my tongue out at her and telling her, no chance, lady. But she turned round and she said one sentence, and she was saying, unless it challenges you, it will not change you. And it resonated with me, did that yesterday morning, because business challenges me, it resonates with me, and I do it, and it does change me, and it changes the business. But I don't have that focus on health and fitness. And I guess you've got to really challenge yourself, accept the challenge, grit your teeth and get on with it for that change to occur. So it really resonated with me. But I wondered if you guys have the same problem that I have, that my resolution, my determination, that steeliness in me to be successful in business and drive it forward just doesn't transmit, isn't across all of what I do in my life. And certainly not the health and fitness side, where I really, really struggle with doing it, maintaining it, and hitting the levels of health and fitness that I really want to, despite the fact that I'm absolutely stubborn ass mule as a person mentally, just my character. It just doesn't transmit across into the health and fitness side. So I wondered if this resonates with any of you, and if you've got examples as to how this works in one part of your life but not in the other, and if you'd like to share it. So whilst it wasn't about compliance, I think it's really pertinent to us in business, because for some of you, you could be brilliant at health and fitness and have, you hate business and you've got no motivation, you don't care about the challenge. It just does not make you work or do anything at all. And I was just wondering if everybody else felt the same way that I do. So that is Compliance Over Coffee for this morning. If you've got any topics that you want me to cover, anything at all, then bob them in the thread underneath and I will put them in my list. Other than that, I'll be back with you again at 8:30 on Thursday morning. Morning, Christy. Hope you're well. And that's it for now. I hope the sun at least shines a little bit where you are today. Bye for now.